What's up, family? This is Hair Model for You, and thank you for tuning into my channel as I am. Today I'm going to show you my facial routine and also the way that I take out my twist and do a twist out. So first we're going to start with my foundation. I use Matchmaker or Matchmaster 8.5 foundation. So I already applied that on my face, and what I used the MAC brush, and it's I believe 187, okay, stippling brush. And I just took it and I actually put the foundation on the brush, and I just, what do you call that? Just swirled it in to make it look like an airbrush look. And that's what they sold me on, and so that's what I'm telling you, okay? And so that was one. And the reason why I put it on before the video is because it has to oxidize into your skin to actually match your complexion. So I think it did a good job with matching my neck. I don't see any deviation between the two, okay? And so that was first. What I do is before I do that, I prime my face. And this is what you can get from the little kiosks in the mall with the Patti LaBelle and Iman. I think it's Black Radiance cart or Black Beauty cart. And this is called Velvet Perfection Foundation Primer. And this is the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. I don't know if this really works, but I've been using it for so many years. I'm just, one of those things that you just keep on going and buying. So if someone can give me a better under eye cream for less money, please put it in the comments below, okay? And so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the two concealers, and these are the MAC Pro Long concealers. I love these, okay? You see my dark under eye circles, right? These two concealers, this is usually what I use at night when I go out dancing or go out on a date. And this is usually what I use in the daytime. So this is NW45 and this is NW40. This gives you more a dramatic eye, okay, when you use this. I usually use this also for highlighting the bridge of my nose, highlighting right here and right on my chin. And sometimes if I want to do dramatic when I'm going out at night, I highlight right here on my chin, okay? So what I'm going to use is, because I'm not going anywhere fancy, is I'm going to use the NW45 concealer right under my eye. And since I have large under eye circles, what I use is a foundation brush that needs to be cleaned, so don't judge me. But this is a MAC foundation brush, but I use it to conceal my under eye circles. Because they're so large, I use a large amount, okay? And so what I do is I just pat it on right under my eye. I take it all the way up, and I go around. Okay? You see how I'm doing that? I'm taking it all the way up, and I'm going around. It automatically makes me look like I'm already alive. Not doing too well. Alive. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And I used about 2 squirts. And I take it up. And I come back down. And the reason why I don't wipe on, because I do have wrinkles or age lines under my eye. And I don't want them to seep in. So, and I always use the Petri dish, right, to put my concealers in to do my eyes. But what I noticed is I just took out one of my eyeshadows out of my MAC pod, and I used that to actually put this in, and I clean it out from time to time, but I just put my concealer right in the empty one, and I just take this to go with my concealer, and that's what I use. Okay, so let me just make sure that this is in, and you can bring it down and blend it out on the top of your cheekbones to act like a highlight, so it really works. And you see I brushed it right above my eye, on my eyelids too. Next thing I want to do is I want to take my NW40 and I want to highlight my nose, right below my nose, and right here. Okay, so I'm going to just take a squirt of that. Now that I highlighted and concealed all my so-called blemishes, what I'm going to do is I want to work on my eyebrows. And so what I use is the MAC Spike, and this is an eyebrow pencil. And I'll also use, this is from Sally's, and this was actually clear, but you know, with your foundation when you're doing it. What I do is I just get my eyebrows in line, and I just brush it. It's a brow gel, but it doesn't really come out. I really wouldn't recommend getting it. So that's just the brow gel, and I just use it really to brush my brows in place. And then what I use is I use the MAC Spiked eyebrow pencil. Okay. What I do is I go on the bottom and I draw a line straight across. Okay. And that line is very defined. And then I go at the top and I do another line straight across, making them equal out to each other. Okay, and then I just color in. And complete it. Making sure that I'm not really heavy-handed. Okay, so what I do is I do the same thing on the other side. And I actually need my eyebrows done, so this is a good way to camouflage. You can see I need my eyebrows done. You can see that hair right there. But that's basically how I do my eyebrows. What I do next is I take that same NW40 Pro Long Concealer and I dash it on, dab it on, and I go and I under highlight. Okay, and it's not always perfect, but I'll blend it out, and I'll take it on the top. Next, I'll do the same to this side. And usually, you know, when I have more time, I take my time to do this. So, and then after I do that, I just blend out, almost kind of wiping it away from the top. And then I come down, I close the eye, and I just blend. Blend straight coming down, but leaving that line like that. Okay, I do the same thing to this side. It's a little bit much on this side. Make sure I blend out, blend down. Okay. And that's basically how I do my eyebrows. Now that I have my eyebrows complete, then it's really two steps that I do next. If I really want to highlight under my eye, I use the I use the medium dark in the Mineralizing Skin Finish from MAC. But if I just want an everyday look like I'm doing right now, I have the deep dark, or dark deep from MAC, and that's also a Mineralizing Finish. And I'm using the e.l.f. Total Face Brush for this. And I just swirl it and just buff it in my face. And I bring it a little bit down on my neck to buff it in. Okay, another thing is, if I really want to get under my eyes, I actually use the MAC Total Face Brush. And I think this is 192. And I just pat under my eyes. And this really gives my skin like a neutralized. The lighting's not really good, but it just gives it like a neutralized look. Next, what I do is, if I just want an everyday face, and I'm sorry I'm looking down at my products, but if I just want an everyday face, I don't really pay too much attention to my eyes. So I'm using MAC, and this one is A47 Stitch, I believe. I don't know. I'll just sweep it across my entire eye. And like I said, I'm not really going anywhere, so I don't need anything dramatic. I don't want to overdo it. I just want an everyday, kind of a natural look. Okay? I don't do too much. And here goes my Falsies by Maybelline. I use that on my eyelashes. And I'm going very quickly. And this is how I am in the morning for work. If I'm running late, I just go very quickly. Nothing much. Okay? And what I do to finish off my face is I just put a little blush. And I'll use another MAC brush, and all the numbers are off. I think this says 165. And this is the MAC, and I don't know the name of this one. I was hip to this by African Export. And I just brush a little on. Nothing too much, not to overdo it. Very natural look. That's what I'm going for right now. Okay, and then for my lipstick, this is a 2-in-1, and this is by NYC. This is the 424, the Madison. And it's 2 colors in one. So that's the lighter one. And then I just put the darker one over it. Okay, and so with that, I'm done with my everyday face. I covered up my under eye circles. I concealed where I needed to actually get my eyebrows done, and I evened out my skin, my face to my neck. And unfortunately, the lighting's not great here, but this is my everyday face. Now that my face is done, I'm going to untwist my hair. I have medium-sized twist in my hair, and this is an actual second day twist. I had it out yesterday. I came back home. I made bigger twists. What I did is I put a little Argon Oil in my hand. I put it all over. What I'm going to do is spray a little Infusim 123 in water. Just spray a little. Water's always good for your hair. And I'm just going to untwist them. Okay? Let's untwist a couple. And I never untwist the ends. And I learned this from Natural Sisters. I just untwist from the bottom and I let it out. See, I'm only going at the root and I'm letting it twist out, but I'm not touching the ends of the twist. Untwist. Untwist. And that's one of the things I learned from the Natural Sisters. And also, you want to keep your hands moisturized. So you want to maybe put a little bit of this on your tips of your fingers. So when you're pulling them apart, you don't get so much friction. Okay, so I'm going to continue pulling these apart and I will be back. Okay, now that I completed untwisting my medium-sized twist, what I do is I'm really anal. Like, I even put in oil in my little, in my pick. And I also spray my pick down too. It's weird. I'm just maybe a little OCD. Okay, so I just take it and I just pick it out from the root. but I don't really mess with the actual twist out. And I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I'm just lazy. So if I don't mess with the actual twist, when I come home, it's easier to retwist. Yeah, I'm a little lazy. Yes, I am. So, and till you get to your desired look, you can finger it a little bit. You can spray oil sheen in it if you want to. Only if you want to. Here goes one. I missed a twist. And that's always going to happen. You can miss a twist or two. But here is another twist out. And this is on medium-sized twist. Let me just turn around for you. Hope you guys can see that. See the definition on the twist? I really, really, really love it. Okay, and I usually just take these two and twirl them right here to bring that down a little bit. Separate them a little. And when you want to separate them, just make sure you separate them at the root and not at the top of your twist. I don't think this camera is doing me any justice, because I'm really feeling this twist out. Missed another twist. Okay, so I'm really feeling this twist out. You guys tell me what you think. You can comment on my easy makeup, or you can comment on my twist out. I'll have pictures at the end. Thank you for watching, and once again, have a blessed night. I love you guys so, so, so much.
My way, and it's all for you, babe. You're the one I've been looking for. I ain't gonna be hanging on the block no more. Willing to change, cause this love I found got me giving up this thug life, ready to settle down. You're the one I've been looking for. I ain't gonna be hanging on the block no more. Let's start a family.